So I'm Brad Levitt, president of AFT Construction. We are here at our hashtag Cedar and Slate project. And this is an amazing build because SHM did an incredible job with the architecture here on this home. And you'll see that as we walk around, from the slate, roof, the cedar, the full-size brick, and of course the wash that was done on that. But we're standing right here in the great room. And one of the questions we often ask from other clients, prospective clients, and really the public has asked about, why build a custom home? And it's interesting because going through the custom home building process, there's a lot of variation that comes into play, right? There's a lot of nuance and there's a lot of thought that goes into it. Again, you're building a structure that's never been built before. So when you're doing that, it's, from a creative standpoint, from design and architecture, input of builder, managing costs and expectations. And let's speak about the cost first, because as you're looking at the cost of a build, of a construction project, there's a lot of factors that go into it. One, a lot of people are looking at, okay, what does the neighborhood take, right? How over the top, if you will, can I design the home? Or can I build the home, right? Am I overbuilding for the area? And so it's really important to look at your end goal as end user. And really in our luxury market, in the custom home market, there's kind of two variables. We have clients that are at a point in life that are really still looking at the ROI, the return on investment. So they don't want to overbuild. They want to make sure that the cost of construction aligns with current market conditions, it aligns with current homes in the neighborhood, knowing that of course a newer home is always going to sell better than an older home, right? Especially if it's designed right with a great interior designer, a great architect, furnished. I mean, there's a lot of variables there that add to the value that will put it at, even a new build at a good price point for the customer. Notwithstanding all that, it's really important for some clients to make sure, even if they have the money, that they don't want to sink maybe all of it into one asset, and they want to be very mindful of what that looks like for them from an internal perspective. But on the alternative, we also have clients for the projects we build that, let's be honest, they've worked really hard. The clients we're typically working for are very successful entrepreneurs. They've built businesses, they've built companies, they've worked very long hours, and they're at a point in life where they want to enjoy the fruits of that labor, right? And so for them, like a lot of us, I shouldn't say a lot of us, but there's some people, think about it, travel. I think travel is a very good analogy to like building. You're gonna have some people when they travel, they're looking at every deal, right? They're gonna take maybe flights at not the most opportune time because it's less expensive. They're gonna look at staying at places that maybe aren't as convenient, or maybe they don't have a private driver set up, if they're going overseas. And so with travel, you're gonna work within that budget. And then on the flip side, you have some people that are like, no, I want to take it care of. They may have a travel agent. They're going to have everything booked for them. They're going to have a car waiting as soon as they get off the airport. They're going to carry their luggage for them, if they're in Europe. And so they're kind of setting up all these, call it amenities, right? And the purpose being that they've worked hard and they want to be on vacation. They want to enjoy the fruits of their labors. And so they're not looking at, hey, am I spending, $5,000 on vacation or $10,000? To them, it's more, I value my time and I want to make sure that I have something that I enjoy, right? And it's okay, either way is fine. At the end of the day, the value for us as the consumer, us as the builder, and for those watching, is anytime a client is doing a build of this magnitude, you have to take into consideration the amount of jobs that are created, the amount of salaries and benefits, right? The amount of staff from us as a general contractor, our subcontractors, our suppliers. There are so many people that participate in the build. There's thousands of, products and thousands of people that touch this project. And so it does get back to the economy. It comes back to the industry, because now you're feeding, right, so many different people that are involved instead of just having it sit in some investment account. So we appreciate that as the builder for sure. But going back to that travel analogy, you're gonna have that client that, yes, most clients, even at the higher level, they don't want to burn money. They're not gonna just throw it away. They want to be very mindful, make sure that we're very competitive on the bidding process and that we're doing our due diligence. But at the end of the day, they're gonna make decisions and add certain options and upgrades and design the house to how they wanna live. And they're gonna look at the pricing structure, but even though price plays a role, it's not the end all be all, right? Even though if you're going to Bora Bora and you're gonna fly first class and stay in a bungalow over the water in the Four Seasons and have everything set up, yeah, there's a cost to that and they're mindful of that, but there's still value add for them to do that. And so same with building. Here at our Cedar and Shake project, or Cedar and Slate project, you're gonna see that every design's a little bit unique. Some clients right now have this very common, you'll see this kind of U design, where you have this big public area in the front where people are coming in, and then you have the secondary bedrooms and the master suite on one side. And so when it comes private time, everyone can kind of go off to their quarters, but most of the day you're entertaining all together in the main area. We're also seeing other designs that maybe space a little bit differently, where you have, call it master retreats, and you have an office and an exercise room and maybe a yoga studio / Zen garden or exercise or massage area, right? Like a wellness room, cold plunge. You're gonna see maybe separate his and her closets. And so in this house in particular, I mean, you have the study and you have the dining room and you have, butler's pantry, these different amenities so that they can have what they need. It can be spaced and set up accordingly, and they're still optimizing this entertaining area that when they are together, they have this viewpoint outside to the courtyard. They have the butler's pantry. They can easily access the main kitchen. They have this amazing wet bar with a pass-through window. So as they're thinking about entertaining. So they've kind of did a little bit of both on this build. And again, some people are looking at the roll up floor plan and maybe not need an exercise room or a private office, but the clients that do are really going to take advantage of that and optimize it for them. So again, for us, as we're working through that sales process and that communication and pre-con, it's really important to understand the clients. Every time the client has their wish list of what they want to put together, architect has their wish list of what they're hoping to design, interior designer's the same thing, and you have to marry these three goals here and make sure that they align financially. And understanding the client's end goal, that are you wanting to live, hey, I'm very mindful of cost, and we're open book cost plus, so with the client we can communicate that very clearly with them. But is there a goal that, hey, we just want to be in below comp value in the neighborhood, or we want something that we want, but we want to be mindful of cost? And that kind of helps us as we work through design. And then it allows us to get to this point in the construction process where budget aligns to schedule, aligns to client expectations, and now it's making that marriage and everything come together.